Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Anastasia. Welcome everybody. Today I am making a requested and themed balloon garland. I feel like I haven't made a requested or themed balloon garland in such a long time. I meant to do this request for a while now, but I couldn't because I was waiting on my balloons and I had to reorder the balloons and it was such a mess, and balloons are here, so hopefully I'm not too late with this video. So the theme for today's video is cookie balloon garland. I'm so excited. I love cookies. How about you? I'm pretty sure you do love cookies too. So everything I will be using for this balloon garland, I will leave it and link it in the description under this video. Go ahead and check it out. All of my frames, every single balloon and everything in the description under this video. If you're new here, before I let you guys go and show you what I'm doing, subscribe for more videos and great ideas. And without any further ado, let's go. This is the pile of balloons that I am planning to use for today's video. Let's go through all of them real quick. 11-inch blush balloons from Qualitix, 17-inch balloons BSA, white balloons from Qualitix, 11, 36, and 5-inch balloons, cookie foil balloons, and Monster Cookie, that person, blue guy from the cartoon, I guess. I've never watched that show or cartoon, but that's him. Anyways, let's go and inflate our balloons. I am using my electric balloon pump. This is Zoom. I will link it in the description under the video. I am using white and blush. Why did I chose these two colors? White because of the color of the milk, blush because when you dip your cookie in the milk gets discolored by all of the chocolate and all of the crumbs, and it becomes a little bit tannish, kind of sort of a thing. So I don't know, this is how I processed this theme, and I'm excited about these two colors together. It will look great. So here's what I'm doing. I am working with 11 and 17-inch balloons now. I am setting my 36-inch balloons and 5-inch balloons aside, and I will work with them after I will build the base of my balloon garland. So grabbing two balloons and inflating them into different sizes. I'm working with one color at a time. Like this one's a little bit bigger, this one's a little bit smaller. Now, this next step is absolutely and totally optional. If you like your balloons on a rounder side, you press your balloons against the floor to give your balloons more rounder shape and then tie them together into a pair. Some people don't mind this shape of elongated balloons, and that's totally fine. If you like more rounded balloons, press them against the floor or yourself, whatever works the best. If you will be overinflating your balloons with air and you want to press them against the floor to get the rounder shape, it will probably not work. Let some air out just a tiny bit and then press it against the floor and you'll get rounder balloons. Let me scoot you closer and show you how I tie my balloons, because I receive a lot of questions on how do you get longer necks of balloons. I'll show you. Give me a second. Let me inflate another pair. I have two balloons inflated. Now I am crisscrossing them like this, taking one of my necks and wrapping around the balloon like this. This is considered as a one knot, and then I am pulling on my necks to bring my balloons as close as possible together. See, like this, grabbing my tails and tying them together. Now I have long and stretchy necks. I hope it helped. All of my white balloons. Before I will cluster them, let me inflate my tan balloons, and I will put them somewhere behind me, not to mix all of the colors together, and I'll show you how I cluster all of my balloons. Let's go. I cluster my balloons. I will be showing on my blush color. With my blush color, I want to make smaller clusters out of 3 pairs of balloons. You will be doing exactly the same thing what I will be showing you with my blush balloons with your white balloons, but instead of 3 pairs of balloons, you will be clustering 4 pairs of balloons. So I am taking my 2 pairs of balloons. As you can see, my balloons are pretty nice and tight together, tied in a knot. They don't have a gap of necks of balloons, and balloons are not kind of dangling, you know what I mean? They are nice and tight together. Grabbing these 2 pairs and intertwining them together a few times. The more you intertwine, the more tighter your pairs will sit on each other. Grabbing another cluster or pair and adding. I like to grab my balloons like this with my one hand, take this pair, hold it with my thumb against my previous balloons like this, and intertwine my balloons a few times again, all over between different balloons. As I said before, the more you tangle, the tighter balloons will be. Okay, and when we look inside of this smaller cluster, we see that there's a knot of all the balloons right here. I can intertwine this one a little bit more because it doesn't look too intertwined. But when we look inside right now, we have this knot of all the balloons. With my white balloons, as you can see, I used 17-inch balloons. Don't be afraid to use 17-inch balloons. I absolutely love using 16 or 17-inch balloons because it gives you a lot more volume to your clusters, to your base of your balloon garland, that you don't really need to fill in spaces on that balloon garland as much as you would use just 11-inch balloons. And 17 or 16-inch balloons will give you more on the organic look of a balloon garland. Organic balloon garlands is using different sizes of balloons, using different colors maybe, and it's a free form, free flow. Instead of your typical original looking arches that every balloon is lined up nice and pretty together, that's a typical balloon arch. Organic garland, you just create with different balloons, mix everything together, and this is what organic is. Because I don't have 5-inch balloons, I will be working with 11-inch balloons to create a smaller quads. Quads are 4 balloons together. So I inflated smaller size balloons. These are, this one is closer to 11-inch and this one as small as I could inflate it. And I am intertwining these 2 pairs together to create these small quads. I might make 5-inch balloons out of 11-inch blush balloons. We'll see, but this is how we're gonna cluster and quad them. So let's do the rest. To get out of my filming room into my family room, and this is the spot where I will be constructing and making my balloon garland. You guys, before you come at me for my TV, and this is not a nice place to hang a balloon garland next to your TV, this is my home and I can't do nothing about the TV, and this is going to be the perfect spot for this balloon garland in my opinion though. All right, so I feel like I don't have enough balloons looking at this pile for what I want to do. So I will inflate more white balloons and get back to you in a little bit. And to construct my balloon garland, I am using necks of my balloons from clusters. So I reached inside and grabbed the longest and stretchiest neck that I could find. I am doing exactly the same thing with my second cluster, reaching in and grabbing longest balloon neck that I could find. Now taking these 2 necks and tying them together. This technique will involve some finger strength and your fingers need to get used to it. So this is how everything will look when you tie these 2 clusters together, and your structure is pretty nice and tight. So keep on tying and adding more clusters into this smaller balloon garland until you're happy with the size of your balloon garland. How I attached my balloon garland. I took some fishing line, looped it around my balloon garland, and took it straight to this TV holder mount and tied it straight there. Also, one more string of fishing line straight to the handle, and one more hook I think I'm gonna add to my wall over here to bring this end of my balloon garland closer to the wall, but we'll see. All right, looking very nice and pretty so far. I really like it. I tried my best to cover the TV. I'm not done yet. I might cover the whole thing. I really like the amount of big balloons that I have in this balloon garland. I really like this skinny part, and I feel like I want to leave a skinny part over here and then go big over here and maybe drape it down, and it would wrap. This is what I'm thinking, but we'll see how this whole thing will turn out. I like it so far. This is why I tell you, do not be afraid to use 16, 17-inch balloons. Look how much they bring into the balloon garland and how much volume you add into your balloon garland. If you want smaller balloons, you can absolutely add them right here, like 5-inch balloons, and right there and all over the balloon garland to give this balloon garland more detail. But other than that, this is basically a finished balloon garland. One more thing that I wanted to point out on my balloon garland, do you see how it's going up instead of going up and drooping down? This gives my balloon garland a lot more height. You know what I mean? It looks tall and nice. Try not to droop your balloon garlands because it looks very sad and you shrink your balloon garland visually. So I always try to point my balloon garlands upwards. Build the rest of my balloon garland, I used the necks of my balloons and literally tied my pairs of balloons together, and I didn't use any rubber bands or 260s, necks of balloons, this whole thing from them, and it's looking good. Now I want to build it up just a tiny bit here, maybe add a cluster or two somewhere over here. So let's finish this up, and probably now I will be using rubber bands, maybe not, maybe I'll just grab the necks of balloons and do exactly the same thing by tying necks of balloons. Here's what I want to do next. I didn't really add a lot of white clusters on my existing base. I really like how it looks right now. I tried to add 36-inch balloons. It wasn't sitting with me right. I only added one cluster of balloons over here, and that's basically it. So I want to grab some of my blush clusters and start to bring an accent to this balloon garland. So I want to fill in the gap over here, maybe over there, some over at the very top on the side, and just play around. Let your creativity speak to you. I'm not too crazy about this part over here. I feel like it's way too stuffed and it's way too busy. So I want to probably remove this, play around with white, maybe flip clusters around and see if I can bring more smaller size balloons forward and hide this in the back more. So we'll see. Let's play around with that. Stop telling you this, you guys. After placing a few clusters in your balloon garland, always step back and look at everything. If you like what you see, that's amazing, move forward. If you're not sure about something, it's better to take a chance. Go ahead and fix it, add more balloons, take away balloons, shift some balloons, twist some balloons to find that perfect placement of your balloons. Right here, I really didn't like the blush blob of balloons, and I broke it down into 3 spots, and it looks so much better. Why it looks so much better? Because it's much more pleasing to the eye. I am starting right here with my eyes, and I am freely moving down, and nothing is grabbing my attention. Well, this is kind of grabbing my attention because it's a big spot of blush. I am adding more blush over here to bring more attention right there as well, equal attention to my both spots, but the rest looks very appealing to the eye, very pleasing to the eye. Working with colors, you need to be careful with how you place your colors, because you don't want, as I said, to grab your attention in just one spot. The point of the balloon garland is to enjoy the whole thing, not just one spot. I hope that makes sense. Always step back and look at everything all together. This part of my balloon garland looks a little bit too empty, so I want to add one more, not too big of a cluster of balloons right in this gap to kind of fill this gap over here. Using my rubber bands, and I'm excited, you guys. The next step will be foiled balloons. Move my camera and show you what this cluster did to my balloon garland. It closed this gap, and I like it so much better. Here, I fixed this balloon garland just a little bit because the bottom of it was facing this way, and I wanted for my balloon garland to curl like this. Looks so much better, and this cluster now makes much more sense here than it was before, when my end of my balloon garland was facing forward like this. You probably know that I will be inflating my foiled balloons with my hand pump. I not recently, but for quite a while started using my hand pump to inflate all of my self-sealing balloons. There's a reason for it. I did explain in my previous video why am I using a hand pump, but I will remind you guys. Who's new here, it's going to be a great tip for you guys. This is what I noticed working with electric balloon pump and working with a hand pump and working with lots and lots of self-sealing balloons. So every self-sealing balloon has this plastic insert in them. It's thin, and using electric balloon pump, the air force that you put into that insert can rip that insert, and balloons will start to deflate. I'd rather spend a little bit more time on my balloons with hand pump, but I will be sure that my balloons will be good and they won't deflate on me. Yes, there is a different quality of balloons. Some balloons will deflate, probably because of a bad quality or a hole somewhere, but this is what I noticed. 90% of my balloons, when I inflate with my electric balloon pump, would deflate on me, and 90% of balloons will stay with me when I use a hand pump. So this is what I noticed. Try it out. Pay attention a little bit more when you're using an electric on your self-sealing or using hand pump, and let me know if you see a difference in a comment section below. So let's inflate these adorable cookies. I'm so excited. I'll go and attach some of my foiled balloons on my balloon garland. I want to create something smaller on this side. So I inflated another cluster of balloons from 17-inch balloons. I will grab whatever I had left from my bigger balloon, and we'll try to create something cute on the side as well. Like I will be attaching my foiled balloons with 260s balloons. I am taking a neck of my foiled balloon 260 and starting to wrap my foiled neck of balloon on my 260 all the way to the very end. Once I am done wrapping, I'm taking my
tails of 260s and tying them into a knot. This way I am securing the foiled neck of a balloon. And now I am ready to tie my foiled balloon straight to my balloon garland with these two tails from 260. Looking cute. Now I need to place my cookie guy, and I feel like I want to put him somewhere in the middle. And I want to try to play around with 5-inch chocolate colored balloons and make them look as chocolate chips. I don't like it. So here is what I decided I want to do. I'm kind of underwhelmed with everything that I see. I feel like I want more color or something like a pop of it or something unusual in this balloon garland. And I feel like I want to include these bubble balloons. They kind of remind me of bubbles in milk. I don't know, it might sound weird, but I am trying to lift this balloon garland up just a tiny bit with something because it's looking very, very underwhelming in my opinion. I don't know. Or I should bring some of the blue to match this guy. We'll see. We'll see what I'll come up with. What I have for you guys today. This is my final setup. I like my bubble balloons in this balloon garland. They look very cute in this setup. I attached my bubble balloons with rubber bands to my balloon garland. Overall, I use necks of balloons, rubber bands, and a few glue dots to construct this whole thing. I didn't count how many balloons I used. I was just blowing until I was happy with what I see. I will link everything in the description under the video. I wish this cookie guy would have been a little bit bigger so it popped out of the balloon garland a little more, but that's okay. It works too. Quality of all the balloons, outstanding like usual. Qualitics, Betalitics, they are great. I did lose one cookie balloon, but that was my fault. I ripped the neck of my balloon while I was inflating just a little bit and it started to deflate on me and I lost the cookie. This is it, you guys. This is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was inspiring and helpful. If it was, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. They always help you guys and I appreciate every single like. If you have any additional questions, leave them in the comment section below. I will try my best to help you out. If you're new here, as I said in the beginning of this video, don't forget to subscribe for more videos and great ideas. And I hope you'll have a wonderful day. And I will see you back very soon. Bye!